Alright, welcome to the kitchen today. I'm going to be going over a quick chicken stir fry recipe for you guys. You should be able to get done in about 15 to 25 minutes, give or take, depending on how your schedule is. All you're going to need for today is some kind of pan, skillet, pot. I'm using one of these ones. Pretty decent size for what I'm using it for. Just so I don't make a mess. You need some olive oil or some kind of I would prefer olive oil. It's probably going to be your best bet. I'm using a salt-free seasoning. This is called Flavor Mate seasoning, salt-free original. So there's nothing in here other than like 10 milligrams of potassium for every 1/4 of a teaspoon of this. So I don't know if this will zoom in or not, but that's what's in it. Obviously you'll need some chicken. I'm only gonna be using one piece of chicken breast today for what I'm showing you. And then you can use really any vegetables of your choice. You can use some rice as well. I'm not going to have rice in it. The only things I'm going to have in mind today for the video is going to be the chicken, some steamed broccoli that I already had in the fridge, some minced garlic, and probably some mushroom. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready and then start from step one. So first thing we're going to be doing today is you can do one of two things. You can either put the olive oil in the pan first, which sometimes it's a little easier. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit, maybe like 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon, right around there. Just depends on how much chicken you're making. So from there, I forgot to mention, you're gonna want a little bit of aluminum foil to cover this up. After it starts to steam, you're going to want some kind of rubber gloves, or just make sure you're washing your hands very thoroughly throughout the process. You're going to want a cutting board and some kind of knife. So what I'm going to basically do is go through and cut this. So all I'm going to be doing is cutting off a couple fatty pieces that I don't really want on there. A couple little bloody pieces. I don't usually like to use those. So you're going to do, when you start to cut this, is kind of go like against the grain, which means like, usually look at the lines, and then you're going to kind of cut and kind of make like a T with all those lines. So there's still a couple little pieces in here that I'm kind of cutting off. So that's why I'm starting this. But usually if you cut something like a little mini strip, something about like this, I don't know if you can see that, that would be good enough for like little chunks. So that's what I'm doing now. Again, just be careful. If you're a little bit of like a younger viewer, you might want to have a parent help you with the cutting part, preparing the chicken, just so you cook it right, because you want to cook it thoroughly. And you want to make sure you have some good gloves on, because I almost cut right through my glove. Just cutting little pieces like that. You can cut it even smaller if you want. It usually cooks a little quicker the smaller the pieces of chicken are. But other than that, this is basically it. So from here, I'm going to be taking one of my gloves off very carefully, basically from like the outside coming up. Once this glove's off, you can pretty much throw it away. What I'm going to do is turn this on about medium, maybe just a little bit less. I'm going to kind of roll the olive oil around, just to kind of coat the bottom of the pan, if you can see that. And then really what you can do after that is start to throw the chicken in, so that way you can start cleaning up some of this. I'm going to throw the glove away first. So we're going to bring everything over here. I usually just kind of go one piece at a time if I can as I'm sprinkling them in there, just so I can check and make sure I got all the spots I wanted off. And as this is cooking, I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to be doing the mushroom here in just a moment. So I got the chicken going. Use a spatula or something just to kind of toss it around a little bit. I'm going to wash my mushroom with cold water. Wash it off pretty good, and wash whatever other things you're going to be putting in there. Make sure you wash everything off pretty thoroughly. As you can see, well, I think you can see a little bit, this kind of gets going pretty quick. So we're going to take this mushroom, dry it off just a little bit more, get a fresh new knife to cut with. I'm going to do it on a plate. I already wiped down the surface just a second ago when I turned the camera off. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut this. You can cut this a number of different ways. Make sure you watch your fingers. Now, make sure you're, like I said, you're flipping this, going back and forth to this. I could probably go ahead and turn up the heat a little bit now. I just want to slow it down so I have time to get everything else done. Hold on, sorry about that. Had a call. So I'm gonna put a little bit of minced garlic. You do not need a whole lot at all because this stuff's gonna be pretty strong. You can actually put that in before the chicken, after chicken, really whenever you want. I have my mushroom cut up. This is some broccoli left over from the other night that's already been pre-steamed. I steamed it in like one of these steam bags. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it all on here, so that way I can throw it all in at the same time. What we're gonna do now is just kind of just cook this just a little bit longer, get most of the pink out of that meat. You can also start throwing a little bit of seasoning in too. Don't need a whole lot, just even a couple sprinkles here and there. So what I'm gonna do is kind of flip this around just for a couple more seconds, and then I'm gonna come back to you guys. We're gonna throw the veggies in. And I have all the broccoli, all the mushrooms ready to go. So we're just gonna toss it in there like this. And we're gonna start to mix it in with the spatula. That's basically gonna do is gonna kind of saute it, make it almost taste like an Asian, like an Oriental bar, or an Oriental bowl, like you would get at a Chinese restaurant. So yeah, this is really it. Sometimes if you want just a little more seasoning, you can throw just a tad bit in. Like I'm just gonna do like one more quick sprinkle just to get some of the veggies. Here you're basically just tossing around, mixing around, make sure it's getting cooked. And what we'll do to test out to make sure the chicken's good enough is we'll just cut it open, make sure there's no pink in there. We'll probably cut open like the thickest piece that we see in the bowl, and then that'll kind of be how the way we check it. So I'm gonna take just a quick minute. I'll come right back to you guys when I'm getting ready to check the chicken. So we're gonna do, before we test any chicken, we're gonna turn it to low. So it's kind of like coming to a simmer. We're gonna go ahead and toss this aluminum foil on now. This will kind of allow it to kind of steam out a little bit. Place that handle so it's not facing out, so you don't run into it and knock out all the chicken on the floor. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the aluminum foil off. It's still on low, so it's still kind of simmering. You can mix it around a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fish out the biggest, thickest piece I have, which probably looks like this piece right here. We're going to put it on a plate that we have. We can throw the aluminum foil back on for a moment. We're going to take it over here. We're going to pop out another steak knife or whatever kind of knife you need. And we're going to cut it open. So it looks pretty good to me. I'll kind of show you guys up close what it's going to look like. If it was not ready, you'd see a lot of pink, a lot of red in there. But for the most part, it's all one color. So like I said, we're just going to get a couple more minutes, and we'll get it on a plate and ready to eat. Alright, so that's a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, hope you guys took something away from this and learned something. I know I have a lot of younger viewers on the YouTube channel and the website, so hopefully you guys learned how to make some chicken and some stir fry, something healthy to try. Super easy to make. I think I made this overall. If I wasn't doing a video, I probably would have finished in about 25 to 20 minutes. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you guys in the next video.